Good evening. It is October 28th, 2025. I'm Glenda Carlin, and this is our weekly A Course in Miracles and Tibetan Buddhist Zoom meeting. I have found that lessons from Buddha really complement what Jesus says in A Course in Miracles. It's helped me understand what the heck Jesus is talking about in the Course, because the Course can be complicated. But anyway, so welcome. Um, there is here, and for those that haven't been here before, it's a lot for us to even recognize that there's a Christ essence, there's a Buddha essence within each of us. It's just hidden by temporary obscurations. It's really difficult for us to believe that there's only God essence, God presence that Jesus and Buddha interbe with. There's no separate Buddha, there's no separate Jesus, no separate them from us. There's only, it dawned on me last week, oneness to me is now there's one presence of God. That's the oneness. And that within that one presence, we all interbe, and each of our images are vibrating light particles. And I'm going to take a second and explain that, because I never had this explained to me. So I always thought the body was separate. My body was separate from another body, another body. But no, that's not. It looks like a clearly defined edge to my face and my shoulders and such, and hair. But it's because light particles, the sunship's awareness took clear light and compressed it so tight, just compressed it to make darkness, to make these various colors that cause an image to show up within the clear light. So picture everything's clear light, the presence of God, but what's happened, the sunship created a tunus mind, and that tunus mind created compressed light. Because in the absolute, there's only clear. I don't even really know what there is, because in the absolute, there's closest I can come to it is because it's so pure, unconditional love of God. It's so pure. That's why it's clear. It's clear light. It looks like clear light. And Lynn here texted, and I put it in our text group, picture of she and her son were at some springs here in Florida, freshwater springs. The water is so clear, you see right through it to the rocks, the sand particles, the fish. And if you look, the trees on the banks, their reflection is reflecting in the clear water. That's how this mind is. That's our true nature of mind. This Christ, Buddha, God mind, that's clear light, is like that freshwater. Hues and colors all show up in that clearness, because the clearness doesn't hide it. It's so clear. So one moment we can be looking at a freshwater spring and then go look at a building. And in the clearness, we see the darkness of the building, because the building walls are compressed light to make the real density, different densities, so that we can see edges and shapes. The sunship wanted to experience it dawned on me. Here's Angela. Yay, here's Angela. Is my original insight was the sunship wanted to experience what pure unconditional love felt like. So, and it couldn't feel in heaven, in the absolute, because there's not two-ness, no subject object, no awareness of this and that to know To feel, I feel loving. Because in the absolute, there's just pure unconditional love that's showing up as clear light. The sonship could only know pure love. It wanted to experience what pure love was like. But a deeper understanding came just recently is really what the sonship wanted to do was experience its creativity, its creativeness. This clear light is spontaneously can spontaneously just create anything. It can think a thought and manifest an image. So it's this creativity. The sonship decided to make forms to put its awareness in so it could experience what life was inside of a body. What's it? And create the six senses: the thinking mind, sight, hearing, sound, smell, touch. So it could experience what the pure, clear light of love feels like. Experience it. Oh man. And so it created images. And so it's up to each of us to, that's why we're here with A Course in Miracles and Tibetan Buddhist sutras and Dharma and spiritual truths, is to remember the true nature of our mind. The true nature of our mind is this clearness, this purity that is forever creating. And when you close your eyes and you see images in your mind or thoughts, that's the six senses, but those images are just vibrating light in the mind. When you open your eyes and look out and see solid things in your room, these vibrating images that were in the mind got solidified due to karmic perceptions to make form. So we've got three things going on. We got the clearness of the mind that is forever unchanging, unmoved, untainted by anything that shows up. It will not change that purity. Now, what does believe that purity is changed is this dualistic thinking mind that's fallen asleep. In the beginning, the sonship created the dualistic mind so it could use that mind to go create form, images. And the dualistic mind was one with the non-dual mind as long as it did what it was instructed. And the non-dual mind awareness, it was awake to that awareness, which is what we're having to remember now, to awaken to this awareness that forever does not change, that remembers your pure spirit. This dualistic mind, that pure mind awareness would tell that dualistic mind, okay, we created that image, let it go. We're going to go over here and we're going to create a tree now. And now let that tree go. We're going to go create some flowers. You get the mood of it. But along the way, the dualistic mind saw some things it loved. And it decided it loved them and it was not going to let go. So therefore, it got attached to duality. Now, what we're coming back to is remembering the integration of duality with your mind. You look in your mind, there's images, there's thoughts. They're integrated with a clear light. It says my internet is unstable, so maybe my voice may be going in and out. But when we fell asleep, that's when there's a separation between duality and non-duality. We're remembering to integrate. And to integrate means we're not holding other people separate from us. And we're not holding trees and flowers separate from us. The essence of everything is the pure, clear light. Only thing that's different is some of it's denser light than other things. And some of our thoughts are denser than pure, holy, loving thoughts. But underneath, now my system is wanting to is to, oh, and my web root system was going to hell. Okay, so we're remembering our true nature of mind and remembering we're interconnected and interbe with everything via this pure, clear light. Okay, all right. Now that's what we're trying to remember through our practices. But the topic of my conversation tonight is, oh, and to best understand this teaching is to just kind of lean back and let the words and things wash through you and not be totally focused on really trying to understand, because whatever you'll need will come to you. It's all getting put in your unconscious mind, and whatever you need will come surface back to help you later. Now, the topic of tonight's teaching is called low energy, depression, and suicidal thoughts. That is not a very uplifting topics, but it is the reality of living this life in a human body, that there comes low energy, depression, and suicidal thoughts could occur. And right off the bat, let me clarify, I am not a licensed psychotherapist or psychologist. If you or anyone you know has suicidal thoughts, they need to call 988 and get help, and be under the guidance of a psychotherapist or a doctor to help them. And this brings up why this conversation came up. Is one of an individual that used to come to our meetings in the springtime asked to be removed from my email list. And I didn't ask any questions why. I just removed her. And I'm going to use the word Zeus for her name. And that name came up because first I thought, oh, I'll call her Jane. But I thought, oh, there's people out there, Jane, that I know. So it came then, the thought word Zeus came to my mind because a week or so back, I had researched the names of various names we've called God. Zeus was the name for God in the Greek times. And Zeus, to me, properly identifies this woman. The courage and strength and that it took to call me up and say she wanted to be back on my email and what was the link for the meetings, and then for her to share her story. But that took damn courage. And I want to congratulate her on that, because also it takes courage to share when we're feeling less than holy, less than in an upbeat pattern. That's this part of this integration, which I now have learned due to Dzogchen and Tibetan Buddhist sutras and teachings. I'm no longer suppressing my feelings, thoughts. The big thing I'm have learned to do is to let thoughts, feelings, perceptions, sensations come and go, and recognize when I'm attaching to them and let go. And I'm going to get to that in a bit. But the thing is, I want to bring in something that happened Sunday when I attended that Lama Surya Das's Sunday town hall, where he has his senior students lead the groups now. And then Sunday, he had Lama Roger Walsh lead the meditation. And I put in my email the link where you can register to get that Zoom link for that Sunday meeting. But Lama Roger Walsh said something that I realized I very much agree with and want to share here as well. He said, oh, he's a licensed, I forget, psychologist. He teaches at the University of, I don't know if it's University, Berkeley in California. He studied A Course in Miracles for years with his wife and somehow got introduced to Lama Surya Das and became a student of his. And Lama Surya Das ordained him as a Lama. Now, to be a Lama, they are damn awakened. They know what the hell they are, and they know how to help others awaken. But anyway, so he's guiding this meditation, and before he does, he makes a comment because he studied A Course in Miracles maybe 11 or 14 years, or maybe more. I don't really. And then he went to Tibet and he found Dzogchen through that Lama Surya Das. And that's what happened to me, that where I'm integrating them and I can understand the course now, because Dzogchen explains this stuff in basic terms. But anyway, Lama Roger said, if he knew now, and what he 10 or 20 years ago, it would have saved him years of work, years of practice. And I'm here to tell you, I feel the same way, because after this conversation I had with Zeus during it, I remembered it was in 2004. I had found the course back in 1977, 8, 9, something like that, in Unity Church. But then when I married my late husband and went into the business world, he had a business. I joined him. We developed that business from one person to 25, international company. I left A Course in Miracles to the wayside. I sure as hell wasn't integrating spiritual truth as I did my work. I didn't know any better. I I was living the culture. I was living what we're taught. You go to school, you get a degree or whatever, you get a job, you get a career, you do the best. You're in the competitive world, you earn money, you buy, blah, blah, all those things. But what I know now would have saved me years of work. And that's why I'm sharing some things tonight I shared with Zeus that will help save her and you years of work. And some of them sound so simple, but rarely do people follow through and actually do them in their daily life. But that conversation with Zeus caused me, because she brought up what happened. She had a nervous breakdown in the last January or so, got in a catatonic state and needed shock treatments, and is on meds for depression. And then a certain med actually caused a tremor, and the tremor can only be treated by a certain med. It won't go away now, the tremor. Although I recommend to her Chinese herbs or acupuncture, and this Terry Wagers that comes here, there are pictures down here. She's either a chiropractor or about to get certified and has a holistic machine. And I've experienced it, where if you give your date, birthplace, the date, birthday, I think address, that machine can tune into your spirit, and it diagnoses your body, spirit, mind, chakras, and it gives readings, and you do with the readings what you want. But anyway, then it gave me some foods that I shouldn't be eating. Oh yeah, potatoes, tomatoes, and there was it's a green thing that's like not a zucchini, but anyway, I don't eat it very often, but I'm not supposed to eat it. So because then I realized when I eat those now, my stomach feels funny. Now you could wonder, if you don't know that's happening, you'll think maybe your stomach's hurting for some other reason. Well, I ate stuff that my stomach doesn't like, physically. Okay, but anyway, I teach the middle way, the psychologist, the meds, the spiritual work, acupuncture, Chinese herbs, holistic healing, things I'm going to comment here tonight. If you are so inclined, I teach the middle way, not nihilism, meaning, Jesus says in the course, nothing's real, everything's illusion. I'm just not gonna care what I do and run up big bills and mess with people, screw with people, blah, blah, blah. No, that's called karma. They don't realize karma, an action is followed by a reaction. Or the opposite is materialism, just out for everything I can get. all the money I can get. I don't care who I waller and tromp on and kill or whatever. Give me that money. Give me all that stuff, right? Well, we're doing is we're down the middle way. We're still living in the world, have jobs or whatever we do, or volunteer work or whatever we all do. We're living our lives, and that's what meditation of non-meditation means. When you're off the meditation cushion, meditation, or even when you're on it, when you open your eyes and look out in your living room or outside your windows or doors, that means you're living your life as it is, just as you are. You don't need to change. God accepts you and radical acceptance loves you exactly like you are. Now, a little tweaking could go on because in our minds, we're suffering a little. Do we want to suffer? No. So therefore, some tweaking gets involved. In our habitual behavioral patterns. The whole Course in Miracles and Tibetan Buddhist sutras is the deconditioning of this rote behavior that we're doing to recondition us to remember our true essence and to live our life fully open to these six senses: thoughts, sight, sounds, taste, smell. And what that means is I'm awake, you're awake, we're awake and alert till we have the sight shows up. Then we make a conscious choice. Am I gonna go uh, uh, talk to that person or not talk to that person? You're making conscious choices, not just a knee-jerk reaction. You see a person, oh, I always go talk to that person. No, no, you don't always go talk to that person because you're in the moment, and maybe in that moment there's something else, some other sound, another sight that you're choosing to do. You're consciously choosing um, to be awake and alert and lucid to what's going on. Okay, well, so when I was that's what we're awakening to. That's our goal, not to have all these senses all jumbled up, that you get up out of bed and you just routinely go do the same damn things in the same order. You're not open to what thought showed up in your mind, what your loved one might have said to you, or whatever a sound you might have heard to cause you to make a choice. Oh, I'm going to do that right now. And then another thought, I'm going to do that right now, or I'm not going to do that. You're in the moment, living in the now, uh, based on your life show. What's showing up in your mind and in front of your face, being one with it, being one with it. Okay, now I want to go back to this conversation. So Zeus was telling me that one of these meds, oh, and I know this is true because one of my sisters that has passed, she took a med that caused tremors. And then she had to take this one med that could moderate the tremors. And that one med can cause you to have suicidal thoughts. So, man, you got to be on the ball, baby, on the ball. So, when I was talking to Zeus recently, I said, I reminded her, killing ourselves isn't going to solve a damn thing. The way my mind is right now is how my mind's going to be when I reincarnate into that next body. Now, luckily, we've learned some Course in Miracles truths and Buddhist truths. So that means your mind's going to have those truths in there as well. That once you start, you see you hear something on TV, or you go to a bookstore, or you have a friend mention, oh, I found this book, you ought to read this book. And you get led to this book of this Buddhist teachings. Oh, this sounds so familiar. And you realize, oh, I might have been thinking about this before because it's so familiar. So it's killing ourselves is not gonna stop your suffering. Won't, won't stop it. You'll just have it in the next lifetime. So I recommend we do the best we can in this lifetime, being aware of what thoughts, feelings, and sensations and judgments are our habitual judgments, and learning to let them go, let be, right? Now this brings up when she brought up about these suicidal thoughts. I've never shared this. She was the first I've ever publicly shared to, and then I wrote it in my email, and I'm going to share here on the Zoom call. Is in 2000. There's Terry. Bye, Terry. I love you. Bye, honey. Is in 2004. I was not happy. I was having trouble with my marriage, and I did not agree with how my late husband was running our business we co-owned together and built together. I was unhappy. Long story short, I found myself considering suicide. I was serious. And don't you know, a thought came into my mind. And the thought was, if you kill yourself, then your husband will just remarry, and all that money you worked your butt off to earn, she's going to get to spend it. Well, don't you know that was enough motivation to not let me kill myself? Now, I shared with Zeus, I know that's Holy Spirit did that because Holy Spirit knew the motivation, what to tell me that would stop me. And Zeus shared when she had thoughts of suicide, the thought came in her and she and her husband's life. She had come up with some ideas, some ways to invest money that caused them to accumulate large sums of money. And so she had the thought, yeah, oh, my husband will have girlfriends and those girlfriends will spend that money, right? Something like that. So we both laughed that our motivation to not kill ourselves was this money we'd worked hard for, right? Okay. That was 2004. So what I want to share is look what's happened. When that occurred in my mind, I went back to A Course in Miracles. I went back to doing reading it, going to a weekly in-person meeting at Unity Church. It came back into my life as a practice. And then in 2019, Tibetan Dzogchen was brought into my life. So in 21 years, look what's happened. In 21 years, I'm pretty much awakened. Not all the way, but pretty much awakened. And look what the heck would have happened if I killed myself. Be back there at 2004 before I went back to studying A Course in Miracles and long before I found Dzogchen. But underneath, because we're together as a group, underneath, we've each recognized something's not quite right with this world and how I'm looking at it. It's just not quite right. And now, so this doesn't mean that, because I really believe a bunch of course students, they really are like kind of nihilistic. The body doesn't exist, the world doesn't exist. Just keep preaching that drum, beating that damn drum. That is not the integration, the embodiment of the Christ Buddha living in the world where the mind has remembered its loving nature and that it's compassionate, has loving kindness, compassion, joy, equanimity to all, and that its choice is to help all beings wake up from the delusion of separation from God. We're not their we're not their keeper, but yet in our mind, we practice Jesus's advanced forgiveness and Tibetan Dzogchen's Trechet, both of which is seeing through the form to see this clear light of spirit that's here, or at least to think about their spirit. You don't have to see it yet, but you think about it and you just keep practicing it. That's how we awaken from the dream. So the time's getting away. So I got to cover, I may continue this next week, is covering what Lama Roger Walsh said. And what I'm now saying is, if I had known now, 21 years ago, what I'm going to tell you tonight, I would have eliminated 20 years more. Yeah, would have, because you get off on tangents. We get stuck in blissiness. Like I'm in a daily meditation group, and you hear people talk about bliss. Well, that's Timo calls it the hot tub of blissiness. They get stuck. That is not an awakened state. An awakened, alert state is you are conscious. You are damn aware what the hell's going on around you and in your mind, and you're conscious making choices. You're not acting based on habits. Ascended off over habits. Now, let's see what I want to. The main thing I want to present here too is the six senses. I never ever got this. The six senses were created so that the sonship could experience a form. What's it feel like inside? Or what's it feel like out here touching something? What's the form sound like? Different frequencies, different pitches, sights. All these images look at that image. Smells. They're experiencing their pure, clear light as within duality. And as you do the experience, live the experiences, the main practice that will free you is learning to let go, which means to let come and go. It's huge. Being aware when your mind is stuck on a subject and you're ruminating on it, rehashing a story or a tale, or telling us some sentences of judgments about somebody else or yourself. And let go. Not beat yourself up that you had those judgments or went off on a tangent. Pat yourself on the back. You damn realized you were off on a tangent, off ruminating on some past item that is long gone, but you've brought it into the now and ruminating on it. So I want to cover one here that Zeus had. And I asked her, oh, tell me something, if you feel like it, that you're ruminating on. And she shared a story that y'all can maybe relate with, or relate at least to the summary I'm going to give. Is this person had a daughter, and the daughter had a best friend, and they were in school, and she was driving them home, taking the children home, and dropping off the girlfriend. And the girlfriend lived in a beautiful two-story cooter house. And this person, Zeus told her, oh, this is such a beautiful house you have, just beautiful. You know, the girl invited them into the house to look at it. Nothing, I mean, really. Okay. When the mother, they left, when the mother found out that this daughter had let these people in their house to look at it, she got furious and called Zeus and beat her the hell up, lit into her. How dare you come into my house when I'm not there? And of course, Zeus is apologizing and telling her how beautiful her house is. But listen to this story. The woman can't accept her apology. What happens is, evidently, the daughter, who used to really like her daughter, started bullying her daughter, being mean to her. And so maybe that's 20 years. I don't know how long ago this happened. Zeus is beating herself up about she should have never gone into that house. Just read and as a result of that, her daughter got bullied. Well, let's just back up here a bit. I immediately said to her, hold it. I don't see it this way. I see that you're an open, lovely person that was complimenting these people on this beautiful house they had. Now, the jealous person, they sure as hell wouldn't be complimenting people on the beauty of their house. And she was open enough, she was damn apologizing. But guess what? This other person can't accept her apology. And isn't that how life is? So what happens is we got two perspectives. We got this woman's perspective, oh, beautiful house. Oh, okay, I'd like to see it inside. And the other one just her perspective, no way, Jose. This is horrible. And won't the dam let it go and influences her daughter to cause turmoil. So my recommendation, and this recommendation is very big, is to journal whatever thoughts, mistakes you think you've made in your life, journal them, journal them, journal the people's names involved. And then that is you got a journal there about this brief argument, disagreement. Then each time that thought comes back, just note in your journal the date it happened again, this house mistake. And each day you'll get your journal out and you'll go down your journal and you practice advanced forgiveness on each entry in the journal. I don't care if the mistake that's still bothering you shows up 50 times, doesn't matter. Every time that line entry, you're picturing the people, each person involved, and I want to cover Jesus's advanced forgiveness. I am not kidding. It is powerful. And I only learned Jesus' advanced forgiveness in 2014. I think I told you all when I found something in A Course in Miracles that said you can't have one dark companion. And that's when I went, then I'll never be in heaven. Help me, Holy Spirit, I screamed out in desperation. Help me, help me. And the image of a book came to mind, and it was Gary Renard's Disappearance of the Universe. And in that book, I found what advanced forgiveness meant. I'd been going from 2004 to 2014 to A Course in Miracles weekly meetings, didn't know what the hell advanced forgiveness was. And what it means is you look beyond the flesh or the body to the clear light of spirit that's here right now. Sounds easy, but how many people stop and go do it? And then the image, you think of somebody in your mind, stopping your spirit. And then I wrote in the email something like, you are spirit, whole, pure, and innocent. All is forgiven and released. I love you. I love you. And then continue with this part. If you had known better, you would have not done better. If I had known better, I would have done better. I forgive you. Please forgive me. I love you. This whole ball of wax, you're saying it because what's happening, you're deconditioning your habits to think these people are these bodies and these mistakes they're making, and you're this body. Oh, and to you, you say, I am spirit, whole, pure, and innocent, all is forgiven and released. I love myself. Yeah, you're forgiving yourself. You're and this forgiveness means, in essence, we're forgiving ourselves for things that never occurred. But let me tell you, in duality, we damn believe this stuff occurred. That's why I disagree with most of the Course in Miracles students who keep saying, oh, that stuff never occurred, so you don't need to do anything about it. Don't. That is not it. Our unconscious mind believes it. We have karma that proves it because we're damn ruminating on it. And you have a thought, you have a reaction, and then it goes again. You're gluing sentences together. This is the way to relieve yourself from hell, relieve yourself from this karmic conditioning, is to recondition your mind to think about you are spirit, whole, pure, and innocent. All is forgiven and released. I love you. Please, I forgive you. Please forgive me. If you had, don't you believe it? If they had known better, they would have done better. If I'd known better, I would have done better. Meaning, if I'd known better, I would have quit beating Zeus would have quit beating herself up 20 years ago. Because it's that woman's problem. It's not her problem. She didn't do anything. She didn't do anything wrong. See, that woman's pointing a finger at her, etc. Now, other times we think we actually have done something wrong. Well, hey, what? Then you're writing that down and you're forgiving yourself for it. Because if I had known better, I would have done better. That's the bottom line. And as we recondition this mind, what we're doing is we're taking responsibility for our thoughts. The thoughts, they're not our thoughts. I shouldn't say that. We're taking responsibility that I'm taking my holy awareness and I'm damn gluing it to that thought. So I even believe that thought's mine. No, those thoughts are not yours. These feelings are not yours. None of this is yours. You are this pureness of clear light that is untainted, unmoved, and unchanged no matter what shows up on it. Now, that's so powerful. I tell you, that is so powerful because I've only come to that conclusion in the last month or two. That awareness is always awake, like the people in a coma. They come back out of the coma and they go, oh, I saw and heard you guys out in the hallway talking about whether you're going to pull the plug on me or, or I wanted you to pull the plug and you didn't pull the plug. Heard them talking in the hallway or heard the surgeon by the bed and they're in a coma. We're talking about capital A awareness, which is the awareness of your pure purity, your pure clear light, your pure unconditional love that shows up as clear light, as that clear freshwater spring water. It's all clear, untainted, untainted by what shows up on it. Now, granted, the hues, the colors of the objects, they show up like in a mirror. You hold a red cloth up in front of the mirror. Guess what? You'll see a red cloth, right? You take the red cloth away from the mirror doesn't have the red cloth on it. The mirror is untainted by the images that we think about on this clear light mind. But let's go back to this nature of this clear light mind. The nature of this clear light mind is that it is forever creating stuff, thoughts, images. And that's why, like, people are artists or musicians, they think they see these beautiful pictures in their mind, then they damn go paint them. They put them on canvas. So guess what? When they're on canvas, they become a solid. They've solidified into something in a form. The karmic perception's solidified. But when it's in the mind, it's just fleeting, vibrating little images, thoughts, feelings, perceptions. And if we don't do anything about them, guess what? Those thoughts, feelings, and sensations will come and go. But guess what? If we take our awareness and glue to those thoughts, wow, we then start to manifest that crap in our life. Call it crap. It's manifest whatever you're ruminating on, meaning it starts to be prevalent with you. You feel downtrodden with it. You feel heavy with it. You feel depressed. Like, how am I going to dig myself out of this hole? Well, you dig yourself out of the hole one thought at a time, one forgiveness thing at a time, one moment at a time. That's the only way to do it. And it's through repetition of having a journal, logging these thoughts and mistakes, and then going through them and practicing advanced forgiveness. Jesus's advanced forgiveness, but also thinking about Treched, which is Tibetan Dzogchen's main practice. That's called seeing through, being through, putting through. That means you see through the image to see its essence. to see. I have to kind of think about it. It's clear light. Now, the space that we see around us, that looks clear. It's similar to that, but it's clear light. That's spirit. That's your essence. That's it, folks. And that essence is pure love. So then you become aware of what you're thinking, feeling, saying, doing, and you consciously choose. So this doesn't have to take damn 21 years. This is a moment to moment way of living. Maybe you set an alarm, and don't beat yourself up if you realize, oh, it's been 2 hours and I never thought of anybody as clear spirit yet here today. Well, that's okay. As soon as you remember, go get that list out and think of all those people as clear light of spirit, and yourself and your loved ones, every family member, your PT person, your doctor, your psychologist, all of them. Politicians on TV. I want to cover some things to get energy. When I feel less energy, and it happens because these habits can be hard to break. Catch yourself thinking a habit, thinking something, and therefore you're not uplifted, so you feel less energetic. Is the main one is Omahun. Om opens the crown chakra. Ah opens the throat chakra, and Hun Hun or Hum or Hung opens the heart chakra. So Om Ahum. So you just say Om Ahum, Om Ahum, and as you say it, you picture kind of your crown chakra, and pick by chakra. Just picture Google a lotus flower that's open. It's got petals and it's got a bud thing in the middle. That's sitting right on your head. You got a crown lotus. You got a lotus. I think it's 1,000 petal lotus on your damn head. I mean, that's how beautiful that one is. And I don't know how many petals the throat chakra is, but just picture a beautiful lotus flower fully opened. And when you're saying, oh, is that throat chakra, and then this beautiful, big, beautiful lotus flower as big as your whole chest, all open with these beautiful petals, and it's just fluttering. It's due to the brilliance of the clear light and the love energy that you are. Love is your natural inheritance. We've lost sight of that. We're not taught this. We're not reminded this. Jesus in the Course of Miracles said, love is your natural inheritance. We've forgotten it. We're retraining our minds to remember our true essence. Beautiful lotus flower that's wide as your chest, all open. Om Ahum, Om Ahum. As you say it, what'll happen, you can even visualize it's vertical. They all line up, these lotus flowers, these just Omahun, they're all open, just blossomed, open, full. Omahun, Omahun. Now, don't feel bad if you don't feel energetic. You just keep practicing. You just practice. And there'll come moments you feel better. You'll feel better. You feel better. And then the next thing to do are those 3 deep breaths, inhalations, a deep in breath from 2-finger whisks below your navel. Now I only learned this last year. My navel chakra and root chakra were not open. I was breathing from up here in my upper chest. That's called shallow breathing. Most people don't even realize they're shallow breathing. I always felt anxious, and I'm anxious because I'm damn breathing up here shallow. You gotta on purpose take a deep damn breath, 2-finger whisks below your navel, deep breath in, feel that breath come up, like deep breath in, feel it come up. But see, there's a central channel here. These chakras are lined up on. It's a channel. It's like a tube. So this Deep breath, this breath it's going straight up this tube, straight up the center of you. Take the deep breath in and then just pause a second. And then on the exhale, exhale, say ah. And kind of just like kind of drop your shoulders. Because what we've been doing, we've been living our life contracted. And even if you're depressed, you don't realize the body's all contracted and worried with all these issues. And I hurt, and I'm not negating that we hurt. It's just for a moment you want to kind of let go, relax. And in a split second, when you drop your shoulders and kind of relax, notice the skin. Now remember, your skin is not rigid. Your skin is vibrating light particles, vibrating, vibrating, vibrating. There's no solidity there. That vibrating light particles is continuous with the clear light that's outside your body, that's outside here and within your body. There are no solid edges to your body. You are continuous. So the breath, the in breath and the exhale, there's an inhalation where let's see, on the inhalation, you kind of contract. On the exhalation, you kind of expand. So the inhalation and the exhalation, picture or not picture, feel your body, it expands and contracts kind of like an accordion. You want this body of yours to get relaxed. Go with the flow, Joe. But the flow, Joe, means all these things, these senses that are happening, what you see, what you hear, what you taste, what you smell, what you think about. That's the flow, Joe, going through you. And it goes through you if whether you know it or not, but consciously you can make choices. But anyway, you're expanding and contracting your body, letting it flex, not be this rigid, firm body. Deep in breath, long exhale, and on the exhale, say ah. Do that 3 times in a row, and then you can do it more. You can keep doing it till you feel relaxed. And when you feel relaxed, another word for that is you might feel open, open. And let me tell you, OPEN is a huge word. I never thought about how huge OPEN is because I've held my body closed, my mind. See, I always see my mind's up here somewhere in my head. My mind's like closed. I'm not going to consider that. My sight's rigid about, the person again, you know what I mean? That sound, I hear a sound, go, oh, I hate that sound. Before you start to become awake and aware, you're not just hearing a sound. What's going with that sound is some habitual habit that you've got in your mind where you're labeling that sound. You're just not hearing the sound. So what we're doing, we're waking up and letting go to that judgment we made of the sound or the thought or the image we saw. You're becoming aware and awake to when you're judging and you let go. That's all. We don't beat ourselves up, ruminate on it, just let it go. Let go means let come and go. Now, these habitual habits, they won't go just one time of letting them go. That's why the journal, you log things, and then you go down the list and you're repeatedly practicing forgiveness on them all over and over and over and over until you'll feel, now what'll happen, I want to clarify, I feel, because it's happened to me, I didn't used to love these things, these people. Oh, but I realize I can love people, but not, I hadn't got to the point to say, but not like them. Now that's what got confused. I did not could sort that. So that's why I really couldn't love them because I had confused like and love. Don't have to like these people, but you love them because of their clear light, pure nature. They're God. There's only God essence. There's only God. That's all there is. Dressed up in drag, dressed up in costumes, dressed up as each of you unique human beings, as unique bugs, as unique rocks, as unique animals. I mean, uh, underneath the essence that sustains everything is the clear light, the pure love, light energy of God. It created them, it sustains them. That's, that's all that's what they are. They're made up of particles of light, but it looks like density. And we fell asleep to believe them were a separate image, a separate body that we didn't want to let go of. Now let's go back to the creation story. This is where it all went afoul. The non-dual awareness after a project was done would tell the dual mind, okay, let it go. We're on to the next creation. We go create this rock. We go create a bug. Oh, okay. Oh, it looks pretty, doesn't it? Oh, wait, we need to fix the bug needs 4, 6 legs, or okay, all right, let's change that to 6 legs, or 8, 12 spider. And so the dual mind's used to changing things. Oh, we prefer 12 legs on that. We'll put the eyes different there. So the dual mind got used to sorting two-ness. That was its purpose, used by awareness to perfect these forms. But then the dual mind found some objects it loved, and it would not let go when awareness told it, now let go, we're going on to the next project. Oh no, I'm not letting go. I love this object. I want it. I want it. And so it quit listening to capital A awareness. It quit listening to the non-dual awareness that said everything was love. Everything was the clear light of spirit. And the dual mind thought it was objects, subject and objects, two-ness. But we're remembering to go back to integrating duality and non-duality because you're living this human life. We're not having to ignore things, um, repress things, deny things. We never put our body in harm's way. We don't walk out in front of a bus. How much ego do you need? Enough to not walk out in front of a car. You know, where you're lucid and alert. Now, I was explaining to Zeus that sky gazing meditation. I'll cover sky gazing meditation next week. I recommend it because to open this mind up from depression, suicidal thoughts, low energy, go out into nature. Get a lounge chair, lean back, and go look at the sky on a day, not raining or something. Look at the sky. Because, see, what I'm wanting to do is to teach about, we're retraining the mind to remember its vastness, that it's not clogged up and held within this flesh and confined within here. Bye, Dee. Thanks for coming out, honey. So I'll cover spaciousness or sky gazing next week, but the gist of it is the sky is vast. It doesn't have an edge or a border, a beginning or an end. The clouds are in there, birds, airplanes. You're you're leaning back in your chair with a little partial gaze, looking at the sky and letting these things come and go, letting them come and go, and recognizing when your mind is stopping to go identify what type of bird is that flying up there? What color is it? Oh, did that make a sound? Well, see, now that's starting to not let the bird be. So you come back off of that, let the bird be. It's just coming and it's going. You're not looking at the clouds going, oh, I wonder if that cloud looks like a snowman, or that cloud's not moving that fast. Why is it staying there when Glenda says things come and go? Some things stay there longer than others. It's going to come and it's going to go. You see an airplane, you catch your mind when you're saying, is that an American airliner, or a Delta airliner? That's what I want you to get, is just hearing, just seeing, just smelling, just thinking is pure meditation. It's called non-meditation. Is That's your open. All these senses are open. You're letting thoughts, sounds, feelings, they're coming and going within this open spaciousness, which is your clear light nature of mind. I never understood that. So, yeah, that's how we live our life. Recognizing when we're having attachment and aversion, let be, and remember then to love on these people when possible. Others, you just let them go, let be. Now, uh, before we go, any thoughts, questions, or comments before I stop the recording? And it's 8:06, so. Now, you wanting to Lynn unmute and ask me something? Oh, I can't unmute you. Excuse me, can you find it? Lynn, it asks to unmute. For some reason, I can't. Touch that.
I got it.
There it is.
Okay. I just wanted to say, when you brought up sky, looking at the sky,
Yes.
I have been doing that a lot. And it definitely has an impact on me. I don't care what I'm doing. If my mind's going on its little trip, I can just look up at the sky and it just brings me back that everything is wonderful. It's all out there. It's just space. I can see through it. The sky has done a lot for me in doing that. And it also, in what I try to be, is to let myself be happy without condition, you know, because too often I see, you say, I'll be happy when this is, and like that is, and they'll change this, or when this is done, or that's done. And I've really gotten away from that. And the sky has really helped to just look at the sky and say, God, I'm happy just because of the sky.
Because that's your natural state, this
Yeah.
spaciousness, this vastness. Oh, Lynn, that's spectacular. You were aware enough, you stopped and went and looked at the sky. That's because you sensed you were getting a little muddled or something.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that just
Yes.
I instantly can go from thinking things have to be a certain way to be happy to thinking nothing has to be any way at all. The sky is there and I'm happy.
Oh, it's so beautiful. Oh, that's so beautiful. I'm so happy for you, Lynn. Isn't that freeing? That's freeing because you're recognizing these senses are no longer governing you. You're letting them be. You're letting them be. Yes, but yet we still handle our daily activities. But that's the part about handling things without they ought to be a certain way, or you know what I mean? You're catching that you're labeling, or wow, I'm proud of you. Atta girl.
Okay, I'm gonna say bye.
Okay,
Thank
bye,
you.
Lynn.
Good,
Thank you.
good
Thank
lesson
you.
tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Angela, we're still recording. You want to unmute and say something while we're recording? No? Okay, then I'll stop the record. First, let's do uh let's do our looking at the tiles and think of each person calling out what we truly are. God Angela, God Jerry, God Leon, God Zeus, God Lynn, God Debbie. Let's see who else was here. God D. Then we think of the aren't here. Barbie, Gonzalo, God Barker Gillette, Sabus here, Angela's here. God Joan, God Joanne, God Lorraine, God Steve, God Casey, God Chaz, God Jerry was here, God Susan A, God Gabby, all those that listen to the videos, and all sentient beings. See, the thing is, we're wishing well all beings for them to wake up from the dream of delusion. That's our prayer. Thank you, thank you. Now I'm still recording. Jerry, do you want to make a comment?
Well, I wanted to say goodnight, but before I do, thank you. As the former person, I forgot her name, she said, she thanked you for sharing your wonderful experiences. It does help me, I will save years. So thanks for
Yes.
that. Well, and for giving us all those tools when I have those ruminating thoughts. I have something to do. I know what to do. Lots of times you hear these lectures, but they don't give you the tools. And you do. Thank you. I just want to say that before I say goodnight.
Thank you, Jerry. Thanks for coming out. Love you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm gonna
Thank you.
stop.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, honey. I'm gonna stop the recording without